Hey guys, it's a Maymay. Are we live? Because I'm having technical difficulty already. I hope that is not a sign for the way this is going to go today. But it's Maymay and her trusty sidekick.
Old Vinny's here.
Here's how y'all know. When I'm having technical difficulties, you know I don't say Vinny's here yet. And he's signing on, so if you're talking, we'll be with you in just a second. Because we're both trying to get to where we can see comments. Are you there already?
I am.
You're so quick.
Well,
I am not. I am not so quick. But I'm getting there. So, today is going to be a fun one. We're going to do a first impressions on this little dude, which I think is so cute. See, has everybody got good a good signal and everything coming out? Because I can't tell. This and stuff on yours?
Everybody's saying hello. So
good. So we're in good shape. Here we go. Okay, good deal.
I can see your hand moving, so
I'm taking my watch off. I got to tell y'all a secret. In the video the other day, I had my watch on when I started, then I took my watch off because it's too bulky. It's one of those watches that's like a smartwatch, you know? It's got like the, it lets me see comments and stuff like that on my phone, but it's too bulky. So if you ever see a video and halfway through it, my watch is gone, that's why. It's too bulky. Okay, so by show of hands, how many of y'all have seen this? You think it's just the envelope punch board. Oh, but no, look at this cutie patootie. This is the mini envelope punch board. Now, I did not even... Terrence, do you like big watches and you cannot lie? I'm sorry. That was fun. I had to say it. Because he said he liked big watches. So I didn't even know this was coming out.
The line.
I was watching all of the Creativation stuff. And this little guy was like in a Instagram post from We Are Memory Keepers. And I'd not seen anything about it. And I had been trying really hard to keep up with all the new stuff, right? So it must have been like, I don't know, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning because that's when I'm usually looking at stuff. And I was like, we have to have this because I love my envelope punch board and I love mini stuff like crazy, okay? So what I did was I went out and ordered them. So we do have these in the store if you want one. But I'm going to tell you something. This tool is not for everyone. I'm just going to tell you up front. So if you want to wait and order it, you can. I think we have, I don't remember, Lacey counted today. I don't remember how many we have, but here's the deal. It's not for everyone. So before you make too big of a decision, let's look for a second. All right, so this is the 1, 2, 3 board. People ask me all the time, if I were going to buy a board today, envelope or otherwise, would I buy the envelope board or the 1, 2, 3 board? And I say the 1, 2, 3 because there's no sense in spending money, in my opinion, on one board that does one thing when you can get a board that does 3 things. So this board does envelopes, bows, and boxes, okay? You can do envelopes and boxes with the regular envelope punch board. You just have to kind of know the secret or know the measurements. But in my opinion, this is the one to do, okay? The 1, 2, 3 board. But this little guy has now been released. And some of you are going to love this. Let me tell you who's going to love it. Card makers, pocket letter makers, ATC makers, people who always want to give gift cards and want a special envelope to put them in. That's who's going to love this little guy. Okay. So I mean, other people than that, but how much is that? Somebody tell her how much the 1, 2, 3 board is. Cause I do not know, but somebody can look and see. So here's what I did before we start to play with this little guy. I want to show you some stuff. So with the 1, 2, 3, oh, planners, good job, Monica. Planners, absolutely, you're going to love it because this is perfect. Bible journalers, that's another person who's going to love it, these little envelopes. Okay, so this is the big one, all right? And this is the, no, wrong one. This is the smallest envelope that this board makes. It's a 2 by 3.5. So I want to tell you this, okay? 2 by 3.5, smallest envelope that this big board makes, all right? This one is a 7 by 7. Let me pull this out a little bit so you can see. This is a 7 by 7 envelope, and it's the biggest envelope this guy makes. I knew you were going to ask, so I'm letting you know. So here's your range, okay? So it's this to this and everything in between on this board. One day I'm going to make every one of those just to have them for reference. I don't know when that'll be. Then this little guy, okay, he makes, this is the smallest envelope he makes. It is a 1 by 1. See this? It is the cutest stinking thing. 1 by 1. And this is the largest that it makes, which is a 4 by 4. Naoka's here. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad you're feeling better. You're still in our prayers. So this little dude is the largest. So that's what I was saying. This board is for those of us who like to make smaller projects. Envelope mini albums, which I think you can use the other one, but this one too. Oh, give me a break. I wanted to attempt to do something today, and I might have lost the little sheet now because I have been running around this morning. Oh man, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Okay. I wanted to attempt to make this card today, but I got to looking at it. And which we can still do it. We're just going to have to adjust some stuff down. So this little card that's on the back of the packaging, okay, it has 3 little envelopes. And since Vince is here, he could probably help me do this.
Oh, my Lord.
1 and a half.
I still want to know what, what kind of letter you're going to mail in that little bitty envelope.
You're not. It's for decorations. That's what I love about it. So 1 and a half, then 3, and then 4 and a half.
You knew I had to ask, right?
Yes, of course. So that one's the wrong side. Okay, so if I want to do 3, that's 3 inches. And that's probably 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4, which is another inch. So that means that's 4 inches wide. So let's see what happens.
You did it.
I can do card math. I'm pretty good at card math. I do it a lot. I'm not good at division. Or, I mean, multiplication. That's not my thing.
But you can do card math.
I can do card math.
I like
that.
So,
let me find a paper pack. I want to use this one. Look how cute this happy birthday pad is. So, where's my knife? Here it is. Let's use a 6x6 paper. Oh, my cords. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a new laptop cover, and now everything's different. You know how you change one thing and everything changes, right? So my cord flopped in the way. All right, I'm going to open this dude up. Are y'all in a hurry today? I don't want to hurry. Are y'all in a hurry?
Just relax.
I hate hurrying. Okay, so close it up. Here we go. Somebody said zoom in. I will zoom in when I get to this part. First, I got to do all this cutting, okay? So when you're using an envelope punch board, and by the way, when you get this one, it comes with a little instruction sheet. I've already lost it too. Nope, right here. This little instruction sheet gives you step-by-step instructions on the back, but if you guys have already used an envelope punch board, it's literally the same thing, okay? So when you flip this over, this is cool. You get the English of the column. That's the first line. Then the next 3 lines are different language, so you can use the same measurements down here and be able to read them in 3 different languages. Honestly, if you speak English and you use English numbers, you're not going to need this at all because everything's here for you. So that's good for me because I don't keep up with that stuff well. All right, let's make some 1x1s. So to make, now I'll zoom in so you can see what this says. Let's get in there real tight. And let me get a pointy tool. I'll use this little guy. Okay, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've not pulled that out yet. Did you see that? Oh my gosh. Look what you get with this one. You get a mini. I didn't know this. It's a bonus. I'm sold. I would have to have it. Here's the original size. Oh my gosh. How many of you guys are freaking out about this little mini dude?
You're too much.
I'm in love with it. I didn't know it. I just assumed it'd be a full size one coming out. That is hilarious. It's the baby one. Okay. I'm going to move this one aside and we'll use the mini to point with. I had no idea. That's adorable. It literally looks like they took a big one and whittled it down. Anyway, so here's the deal. We're going to use everybody's as impressed as I am, I know, because it's really cool. We're going to make we're going to say that our card is 1x1. So we're going to need a 2x2 piece of paper and we'll score it on the 1-inch line. So it's really, really easy, okay? So you can make 1x1-inch card envelopes all the way up to 4x4 inch. All right, so let's do it. We got to cut some papers. So how many, is that 9 envelopes on that picture? I think it's just 9.
Yes, 9.
So then I'm going to pick 3 pieces of paper. And, ooh, this is cute. Ooh, the polka dots. All right, so I'm going to take this one out. We're just going to use 3 pieces of paper on this card. I don't know how this is going to work. I should have tested it, but to be honest, I have been visiting with visitors today, and I have loved every minute of it. We have had 3 sets of visitors in the store, and it has been super fun. So you don't have a sample. We're going to do it together and see what we come up with. Sometimes y'all don't hate that. Sometimes you like that idea. I'm trying to see what I want to mix with that because that's pretty busy. I need something a little more solid. Maybe that stripe.
You want me to pick something?
What do you think?
Go toward the back.
Go toward the back?
I saw one I kind of liked, I think.
Okay. Okay. Green. And we want to mix it with both of these, okay?
Yeah,
all right.
Keep going.
I feel like if
I like that one right there.
This one?
No, the solid.
Oh, the red? So, well, that's the back of this one.
What?
So that one's going to show anyway. Like whenever I make the envelope, when you open it or close it.
Okay, what about a green then?
the green stars maybe, just so that it's not solid.
I thought you said you wanted something.
Well, let me explain what I mean by solid.
Wow.
In my world, when I say solid, if you squint and see one color, it's solid. I learned that from Christopher Lowell. Did you know that? If you look at something and you can squint and see one solid major color, it's considered a solid. How you like them apples?
What does Christopher Lowell know?
Everything, and I want him to come back. Somebody say that to him. Find him and tell him Maymay wants him back. I miss him. This cord and me are going to go round and round today. Sorry, I'll fix y'all in 1 second. I know I'm moving you around.
Do this for me. Unplug that black cord.
I'm just going to fix them right now. Y'all.
Unplug that black cord.
I
just
can't.
like I asked you. It's not plugged into nothing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. This one.
You go.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
That
That
ain't
cord.
perfect solution, but it'll help.
All right, I'm going to come out so you won't be so dizzy. I know y'all are waiting on me too. Impromptu. All right, for these guys, we're going to cut some 2 by 2 squares. So bring the trimmer over. And I got 3 pieces because I want to make 9 envelopes. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this all down into 2 by 2. I'm going to see if it'll cut 3 pieces at a time. All right, that's 2 inches. So let's see how many we can get here. I should be able to get 3. This is 2 inches. Do y'all see how tiny this is? 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And then that's it. I got it from all these papers. And I could make 2 more cards from these because it'd be just enough. Awesome sauce, right? Are you happy about that? I am.
Well, I mean, it's pretty sweet, I think.
Okay, here we go. Somebody said I need to use the square thingy. Can I ask your opinion of something, everyone? I never buy square punches or square cutters. I never buy those. I always feel like that's something I can achieve on my trimmer. But I wonder everybody else's opinion about that. It's just me. I know I'm that way. But I would like to know everybody else's opinion about that.
Hey, just one more request. They want to see the sizes of the envelopes that one can make one more time.
Mm-hmm. You mean the tiniest to the biggest that I showed?
It just says, can you please show the size range envelopes for this one?
This is the tiniest one. We're going to make these together. The biggest is a 4 by 4 for this guy. Okay, so you cannot make an A2 envelope with it. Well, I take that back. We could figure that out. We could figure it out, but I wouldn't try to do it. I wouldn't try to do that. Let's make one. We got to make one, okay? So I'm going to put the inside up because of the way I score. For this one, it tells me I need to score on the 1 inch line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this edge of my paper to 1 inch. I need to use the baby. Hold on, let me get this little guy. All right. Well, I don't know about this little dude. I may have to, He's cute, but I think he's too little for my hand, so I know when I'm defeated. All right, 1 inch line. Put our little paper corner there. Punch. Score it. There's a little score line right here. You put your little tool in the tip right there and just score down. Now when you turn, okay, you're going to put this little caption bubble line. That's what I've heard it called, which I think is brilliant. It's a great way to put it. That little caption bubble line on the score line you just created, and you're going to punch and score. Now I want to show you something interesting. Because we're doing a 1 by 1 and a 2 by 2 and a 1 inch, blah, 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 this is going to line up at 1 inch every time for this. But in other sizes of envelopes, you want to pay attention to the score line, not your measurement, because that's what makes the difference there. Did I score that? I did. Now I'm going to line that into the score line, punch. Don't worry, I'll have plenty of time for questions and stuff in just a second. Let me show you how to make one, and then I'm going to run through and make those others as we answer questions. So you end up with this. And these this is so not right. I've already messed up, by the way. Can you see that? How did that even happen? Are these not 2 by 2s? Where's my measurement? Where's my ruler? 2 by 2. Let me see if I've already messed up. I mean, I know I have this one. I'll have to cut it again. All right, so 1 inch score line. So I put it here. I made this a minute ago and it worked fine. All right, so here, then on the line. Is that what I'm doing wrong? It's the same either way. Here. I probably was talking and just moved it where I shouldn't have, to be honest, knowing me. It looks like it's working out now. All right. And, oops, I slid. And there. Yes, this one's right. I did something wrong on the other one. Okay, so it folds up like this, okay? And that makes your little tiny baby envelope. How precious. Girl, it happens to me so much. David's like, she's glad it happens to me. Y'all have no idea how much that happens to me. But that's how you make the envelope. So I'm going to make more, and we can talk and answer questions as I go, because it's the same process all the way throughout. Now you're like, I have no questions, Maymay. Thanks for allowing time for me not having any questions.
No, it's good. But one person asked, can you make a, I think she said a rectangle envelope?
Yes, you can, and it depends on the Let me show you this real quick. There's another one ready to go. I showed you the first envelopes. Where'd I put that one, Benny? Where'd I put the first set? Right here. Okay, the bigger one will make a rectangle like this, but let me see, 3x3, 3x4, 2x2. This one looks like it's going to stick mostly to the square or something like that, but you can adjust it. You can play around and change them any old way you want to. You'll get used to this and be able to do it no problem.
No, Yoka said you're talking too fast. Slow down. Said your words are running together.
I'm sorry. It's who I am. I do it everybody will tell you that if you get around Maymay, that's what she does. I apologize. I hear it all the time. I told people the other day I slowed my own recording down to slow my voice down so people could understand me. That's bad, right?
Well, you're a Southern girl. You're supposed to slow it down and talk slower.
But can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many people in our town do you know that talk slower? Honestly, like how many do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
We know a handful of people that talk slower, but in the South, we don't really talk slower. Yeah. We tend to talk pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think that's funny we have that. I think it's because they call it a Southern drawl, like it's slow. Yeah. But we tend to go at it. And don't get me and my mother together.
Oh, my Lord. You ain't kidding about that.
We don't even breathe.
It for real don't seem like it.
We don't. We really don't. It's so funny. She and I went shopping the other day at a craft store. It wasn't a craft store. It was a floral supply outlet. And we were shopping. And we found things that had us cracking up so bad. I told her we need to do a video. And the reason we do is because we cannot be the only people who think this. We turned the corner on this one shelf. And there was a cat jewelry box, which was fine. But it was dressed like a sailor. And I looked at my mother and I said, Mother, I have finally found it. She said, what? I said, that cat dressed like a sailor jewelry box I've been looking for 10 years. And she got so tickled. And we walked around that store looking at things going, well, I found it. There it is. We had no idea we were looking for. One thing they had, Vince, was a fairy, like a Peter Pan fairy, riding a chicken for a lawn ornament.
That's too much.
Why? Who needs that? Somebody probably right now is saying, where'd you find it? I've been looking for one for years.
Okay. Stacy asked, does the mini punch board have a corner rounder like its big brother?
It does. I'm going to show you that after I get all these done. I thought it'd be easier just to run my way around all of them at one time. Plus, here's the other cool thing about it. I can't wait to show y'all this thing. You're all going to freak out. If I show you this, you're all going to go sign off and go buy it. Look at these little guys that come off of it. Aren't they cute? The little tiny version of the big ones. So cute. Okay. What happens with this one? You turn it around just like the other one. And you get this little corner rounder on this side. So your punch does two things. You get the envelope shape in this hole. And then you get your corner rounder in here. From what I can tell, this corner rounder is you how to make these envelopes. I don't think they're 1 inch size. I think they were 1 1/4. But I show you how to use just your ruler and make a tiny envelope. So if somebody can link that here, and then we'll be sure to put it in the description of the video too, because that video shows you without any fancy tools, just using your ruler to make tiny envelopes and a card.
Okay, Eva asked a few minutes ago, what all would you use these envelopes for? Well, mainly just for decoration, right?
We're going to use it for a card today, but I have seen a lot of stuff. I saw people use them in their pocket letters. I've seen people use them as inside of cards, right? I tell you what you do. Go on Pinterest and look up envelope crafts, and you will see so many places people are using envelopes for the cutest little things. And especially on cards. And in my opinion, I think there's nothing cuter than a Valentine card with an envelope on it. I just think envelopes are just quintessential for Valentine's Day. Don't you think so? Like, don't you think little cutesy envelopes?
Will we have these at Made It Con?
If we have them in stock. The plan at Made It Con, if you're wondering, is to basically have the store there too. That's how that usually works. Just another location, basically. Does that make sense? I got to show y'all what else you can do with this envelope punch board, and that's when I think you guys are going to love it, because I think everybody's going to want it then. Where did it go? Here it is. You know how you can make bows with your big board? Look at this. It is the perfect bow for card makers or smaller project makers. This bow, when finished, and I'm going to make one for you in just a second. This bow, when finished, is 2.5 inches wide, and it's 3/4 of an inch. I mean, it's 2.5 inches long and 3/4 of an inch wide. And I think we could even make a smaller one, because you see how big this section in the middle is. I think we'll make one a little smaller in the one I make for you guys in a second, to see if we can't get this smaller. See, what I did was, I thought, what I want to know about this board, knowing that I own the other board, you know, to see if I would want to make this or not, right? And I know I like to use my other board for bows. Sometimes, for the most part, I do my bows by hand. But sometimes I like to use the other board for bows, so I thought I would try this one as well. All right, let me assemble these envelopes and then we'll make a bow. So I want these little pieces to be on the outside. I gotta make one more envelope too. Let me do that real quick, because you know I messed this one up. I'm the queen of messing things up. Anybody else do that? Do you remember, does anybody remember when I made those envelopes with the tiny cards that you could give out to people that were like encouragement envelopes? They were little tiny envelopes. I think that would be what this would be fun for too, making those little encouragement envelopes. I have a video on that too we can link for you guys. So let's go back to get this one ready real quick. Yeah, somebody remembers. Somebody said, yeah, they remember. This would be perfect for that. And they're so easy to do with the punch board. Now, envelopes, they're not the hardest thing to make, but with the punch board, it makes them super easy to do. So here we go. Oh, thank you for saying that. Paper clips. I saw on Pinterest for my planner girls, or for any of you, for mini album girls, they were taking these little mini envelopes and putting them on paper clips and using them for decoration. And they were super, super cute. I thought they were. All right, so I'm just going to close in 2 sides. This is how I did it earlier. So close in 2 sides, and then I put a little glue on the edge of this dude. I left my glue sitting here when I went to talk to everybody. Open. I knew this was going to happen. When I walked out to go say hello to everyone, I left my glue open. And I thought, that's a bad thing, Maymay. And it was. But I'm going to fix it. All right. So here we go. Glue, glue, glue. Just where, and I'm not really trying to close this where anything will stay in it for the mail, because I'm just going to use this on a card. But look how cute that little guy is. And there's the little topper when you close it down. Oh, it's so cute. All right, I'm going to get to assembling. Any more questions? It's a good time.
Oh, just folks just talking.
Yeah, I think the paperclip is a really cute idea. And mini albums for pockets in your mini album. I think that's adorable. I think making a tiny envelope mini album would be cute. Maybe not this tiny. This is a little too tiny.
We have a guest from Malaysia.
Oh, wow.
On today.
Who is it?
It says Florence, and I don't know how to pronounce the last name, Kho.
Awesome.
First time visiting.
Sweet.
From Malaysia.
Put a little glue on there. Close this guy up.
People ask, what could you use those little trimming pieces for rather than throw them away? People said you could use them for shaker card stuff. You could use them for shaker cards. Things like that. The little tiny ones that you get from the corner rounder, honestly, you probably don't hear me say this very much, but I don't think they're really usable. Oh. The little tiny ones, y'all don't ever hear me say that, but the little bitty tiny ones are not something I would worry about saving. The ones from the little corner rounding part. But I like the ones that come off. I've seen people use them to make ornaments. Like on a card, they've made ornament shapes out of them. I might have to put a little glue in there because that's wanting to pop open. Then a little glue right here. I know, Monica. She's like, what? Throw something away. Do you know what size the corner rounder is on the regular envelope punch board?
We can look. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Don't quote me. I think it's a 1/2 inch. I'm trying to make sure I do these all the same. So, I bit off a lot today making 9 little envelopes for everybody, huh?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Are you shocked? Usually I would make some of these ahead of time, but I was having fun playing with products.
Well, yeah.
I was having fun in the shop playing with things. It was fun.
Well, then we had a lot of visitors today.
That's what I'm saying. I was showing some of the new products.
It's been a while since we've had a lot of visitors at one time. You
guys will get to see the new products in the Crafter After Show, but I was showing off a bunch of stuff. And by the way, if you don't know what the Crafter After Show is, I fall down on this all the time. You guys need to remind me of the things to say. But the Crafter After Show is the show we do after this, where we show new products that are in the store. So there's some stuff I want to show y'all. One thing is, if you've been interested in the Claire inks from Versafine, I'm going to show y'all those and give you my opinion on them and things like that. If you want my opinion for that and what it's worth. And also a sweet customer's opinion, who I let her play with them today too and tell me what she thought about them, because I thought it. I wanted to get another stamper's opinion, so that was really nice.
Okay, we have a question, and I think the name is Ron. It's R-H-O-N. I may not be saying it right at all, but anyway, they say, how do I learn not to overglue? I'm like a kindergartner. The
thing is, the best thing to do if you're an overgluer is make sure you use the fine metal tip, but that also messes with you if you don't make sure you put your pen back in. So you got to make sure you do that too. But the fine metal tip, if you're going to use art glitter glue, helps. But I understand it, because I tend to like to overglue too. And I had to learn my lesson with this art glitter glue. Lord, I had to learn my lesson, because you don't need that much. And matter of fact, too much, which that's why when people tell you art glitter glue does not warp the page, if you're using the right amount of glue, it doesn't. When you're getting too much, it does. So it is good for that.
Now, when the Crafter After Show comes back up, people will get notifications that you're back live, right?
Yeah, what we do is we turn this one off and then turn another one back on. We try to keep them separate because not everybody enjoys that show, and I get it. So we keep them separate so everybody doesn't have to watch it. Here's our little tiny envelopes. Aren't they adorable? Those are really cute.
Cutie patootie, right?
We're going to put those on my card in a second. Who wants to see the bow? I think y'all will like the bow. The bow is super easy and super cute. Let's make it out of this paper. Nope, I can't. All right, when I made mine a while ago, I made it 6.5 inches long, okay? 6.5 inches long by 3/4, but I told you I wanted to see what 1/2 inch looked like. So this one I'm going to make is going to be a little, I just don't know that 1/2 inch is going to work. We'll see. Why not look, right? Why not see? Actually, you know what? Nope, we're going to do this one. Should I do this? Should I change it midstream? I'm going to. All right. So I need to make this. I tell you what else I'm going to do. Because I'm making this 1/2 inch wide, I'm going to make it 1/2 inch shorter than the last one too. So this one I'm going to do 6 inches. So I could have used that paper. So let me stop for a second. Just hold on, because I'm confusing y'all. Let me stop. Okay. So this one that I made earlier, I want to give you the information on it. It's a 3/4 inch wide by 6.5 inch long strip of paper, okay? And it is scored at 1 1/4, 3 1/4, and then you flip it and score it at 1 1/4 again, which I'm gonna show you here, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little mini board, and I'm gonna take this strip of paper, and I'm gonna score it at 1 1/4. I don't know if it's gonna work on here. No, that's not it. That's 1 1/4. 1 1/4, 3 1/4. Now what I did, not 3 1/4. I got that measurement way wrong. Hold on a second. Let me see. This is a different one. So I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back here and do 1 1/4 again, and then I'm gonna split the two. I'll give you the measurements when I get it ciphered out. Let me get this. What do we got here? 3 1/2. So 2. No. So 1/2 of 3 is 1 1/2. 1/2 of a 1/2 is 3/8. So 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 7/8. 7/8. All right, so then 2 7/8. I didn't really get it right. I just fussed at myself because I called myself my real name. Did you hear that?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to punch this one at 2 7/8. Then I'm going to flip it and do those same ones. So here they are. 1 1/4. All right. Oh, that's really close. See that? 2 7/8. And then I'm going to flip it and do 1 1/4 again. That's really, really close. The 1/2 inch is close, okay? Then on the end, I'm just going to eyeball center this into that punch to get the little ribbon tail. That's cute. That's cute. I'm going to eyeball center this to get that ribbon tail. Look at that. This may be too tiny of a bow, believe it or not. It might be. Well, we're going to see, though. All right, to assemble it.
Can your little fingers make that?
Little fingers. You're so funny. Okay, these two pieces in the middle, I'm going to curl, okay? So I'm going to curl it, ooh, gently to get a good bend on that bow. This is going to be cute. If you're careful with this, this is going to be cute. I'm going to try to be careful and not bust it open. All right, then what I'm going to do with a little bit of glue, I'm going to put some glue right here at the center section of the bow, and I'm going to bring those little pieces down and fold the tails out. So bring this down and fold the tail out to where they meet in the middle, and then hold that still. Oh, it is so dainty. It's very dainty. My fingers are not dainty.
But you did a good job putting it together.
I'm also on injured reserve, and I came in even injured. Y'all see my cut?
It didn't look like it was that hard for you to do.
I'm even working injured.
You
will give me no credit for my injury.
You were so tough.
I have tried to get credit for a week now. I'm getting nothing. I get nothing from you about it. All right.
I'm sorry.
Here we go. So, ooh, it's so dainty. So there's the bow, okay, but we need to put a middle around it. And we'll just use a little tiny scrap of paper. I probably would put, I don't know, maybe a little tiny scrap of paper. I might even use baker's twine. Y'all know me. See, look at all the sympathy I'm getting from everybody but you.
That's right. They tell me it's a workers' comp claim.
I did it at home. Can't claim it.
Medic.
Can't claim it on workers' comp. I did it at home.
I want to show them how devastating it is. I mean, it's bad.
Vince, it was bad, and you didn't even care. Y'all don't want to hear how much I was.
How bad it was.
It's right there. It was terrible.
Can y'all even see it?
It was terrible. My whole family just looked at me. I said, I'm injured. It's bad. Because I was holding it. Because I really thought I was bleeding out. I know. I did. I thought I was. My whole family just stared at me. Nobody did anything.
Well, we know that you tend to
be a little dramatic. Abbreviate. Then finally, after about, I don't know, 12 or 13 minutes of bleeding out, you went and got Neosporin and a Band-Aid.
Oh, my Lord.
Y'all, this one's tiny. Okay, so I glued that to the back. This is a 1/8 strip of matching cardstock that I'm just making a center out of by wrapping it around. I'm going to snip it off. I mean, if you need a little tiny bow, this is a good way to do it.
Now, Connie wants to know, what are all them blue marks on your trimmer for?
Oh, I'll show you in a second. Let me get this in here. Let me get some glue. Y'all see how tiny? Where's my tweezers? Oh, I just used them in a project. I never can find anything in here. Don't I sound just like all of you? I can find nothing in this room. Do you see them? They were right there. Come on, Twizzers. I don't see them. Oh, here they are. I was like, I just used them. All right.
Look at there. Look at there.
Okay, so there's the teeny tiny one. The teeny tiny one. I'll put it next to the other one. It's cute, y'all. The problem is it's just really dainty in the middle. You could easily rip that in half. Super easy, I think. So
now, Shirlene, when you were choking and your family was looking at it, did you show them the international sign for choking?
She doesn't know that.
If you hadn't showed them that, they didn't have no way of knowing you was choking.
My brother was choking one time, and instead of grabbing his neck, he put his hands on his hip and told after he stopped choking, he told my mom, I did the international sign for choking. She said, holding your hips is not the, he said, I was telling you to do the Heimlich. It did not work. Okay, there's the bows. Y'all like them? I think they're cute. So you can get that from it. Let's go back to the card situation. This little mark right here, what I did was I put this little strip of tape right here to show me 1/8 of an inch, because the Cricut trimmer starts at 1/4. Their marks do. And with quilling, because I love to do some of that sometimes, which more's coming. I know y'all want to see more, and it is coming. I did that so I could keep up with where I want 1/8 of an inch to cut. I'm going to cut down, not this one. Maybe this one. No. I didn't like that one. Let's get a piece of white. So, yep, that's what that's for, so I could see 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to cut this like they have it on the picture, so I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. That's not a standard card size. I'm going to cut it at 4 inches, and I'm going to look at this picture one more time and measure down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to do it by, so 1/4 inch, 1/4, 1/4. So that's 1/2, 1 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4. I'm gonna do it at 5 inches and see what we get. So I need to cut this page to 10.
Ms. Jones said you need to create your own trimmer with all your,
Ooh,
standards.
I'd love that. I don't know who makes them.
They'd all said, she said everybody'd buy it.
I got a lot of stuff I'd like to do. I don't, to a trimmer especially, but I don't know who to contact to make one. I've been looking for somebody. If somebody out there is watching this and you make paper trimmers, I would love to, because I got lots of ideas for one. And I don't even care if it's got my name on it. That's how I am. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I don't need my name on everything. I just would like to have one that I love. Which I love the Cricut. It's pretty dang close. Okay, it's pretty dang close. All right, 10 inch. I'm going to score it at 5. We're going to see what happens. Okay?
All right, here's a good question.
Okay.
Have you got time to answer it?
I do.
Laura said, do you measure on the line or just before the line?
On the line. Except for 4 inches. I know. I know.
Come on, girl. You're going to have to do better than except for 4 inches.
If people use this trimmer, they'll know exactly why. I do it on the line except for 4 inches. Because when I'm cutting a 4-inch piece of paper, I do not want to open this arm out. I'm just lazy. So if you open this arm, you'll notice that that 4 inch is right at it. Okay? So I don't open it out to measure 4. I just put 4 to the edge of the platform. And for the most part, it's fine. It's not off enough to really mess me up when I'm looking for 4 inches. If you have that trimmer, you guys all know it. Okay? This is 4 by 5. Let's see what happens. Were those closed? Where'd that little picture go? Right here. Yes, they're closed. I was like, those have to be closed because they're not going to fit if they aren't. So let's see what happens here. I may have to do some marking to get these straight. I just thought it'd be fun to do one of the projects on the back of their own packaging. I've never done one, I don't think. I don't think I have. So I might have. You guys, at this point, it's hard for me to know. I have over 1,200 videos on my channel. So it does get to the point where I can't remember if I filmed it. I can remember sometimes if I've done it, but did I film it is another question. So anybody else have a YouTube channel and do that? Struggle with, did I film that or did I post that or who knows? All right. I think I will mark this up a little bit with some pencil. But see how they're going to lay. Let's see. So it goes like this and then like this. And then there was a gap for a word. And this. That's not bad. That's going to work. I think that's going to work. All right. As soon as I don't make measurements, this is going to be so crooked, so I'm going to measure. I don't like measuring, Vinny.
I know.
I'm not looking forward to this. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm going to run 1/4 inch all the way around. And I'm using my cutting mat to help me with this because I'm lining this up at the top and bottom 1/4 inch away from this. I'm going to get a pencil. Watch me not have a pencil. That would be the worst. That would be the worst. Here's one that Timothy gave me. Because I'm always complaining that I don't have a pencil. Check that out. This pencil, you put the lead out by shaking it. Have I ever showed you that?
You have, and that is very cool.
All right, 1/4 inch. I'm making a very light. Well, I said very light. You can really see it, but I tried to be light. Do another one on this side. 1/4 inch in.
Now, Miss Joan is just cruel.
What has she said? Well,
she said you could make a tiny advent calendar, or if you're if you're on a diet, you could put your snacks in those. I mean, that's just cruel.
That's what we could do, Vince.
I ain't putting no snack in that little bitty envelope.
I'm going to move down and make a mark at 1 inch here. That'll tell me where they need to go that way. I'm going to move down another 1/4 inch. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've never done this, y'all. I've never made this card. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm going to move down 1 inch from that line. I'll show you my grid in a second. We'll see if it makes any sense. All right, and then I'm going to leave another inch for a sentiment. And then I'm going to score 1/4. Oh, I did that one wrong. I should have started from the bottom on this one. I'm going to do 1/4 inch from the bottom. And then 1 inch from that line. I'm actually at this point using the inside of my Tim Holtz ruler to help me line up. So really I get a bigger spot for sentiment. I'll go back and use my, what's that eraser? The mono sand eraser. Because that'll get rid of all this. All right, now let's go down the middle here. And I'm going to go 1 inch away from that first line. Matter of fact, I better use the board. How many of you guys are freaking out because you don't measure? I get it. I don't like to measure either, so this is probably messing with some of you guys. I apologize if it is. Maybe somebody could make a diagram for our website for it. For the blog post. Where's Tamitha? Is she yelling at me right now?
She's probably happy.
Kidding? Blabbermouth? If we had a grid, though, it would work well.
You know what kind of pencil it is?
Tamitha, what do I need to look at it? Does she know? This is a Z Grip Plus by Zebra. And I think it has a cap that's supposed to go on it, and I probably lost it. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's just how it looks. All right, and then I need to move out another 1/4 inch from that line, which is right here. All right, so let me show you. So here's the grid. So it's going to be, it'll be envelope, 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 envelope. What is?
Tina said you could put a penny in each envelope and a penny for your thought sentiment.
Oh, or that's a quarter. Cool. I thought about a quarter while ago. 1 Skittle.
So you could go, here's a quarter, call somebody that cares.
Here's a quarter. Call some. Don't even do that. That's my breakup music. Remember? If my brother Danny was watching, he would remember. He said if he walked in my room and Travis Tritt was playing, he knew I broke up.
Yeah, but it's not that song.
Yes,
well,
it was.
Get to that song eventually.
Yeah, that was the one I would get to last. He said if I got to that song, I was over it. Yeah. I'm using my Mono Sandy Racer here. And we share too much, Vince.
I know.
We should dial it back.
Sometimes
all right.
I'm just too much me.
All right, so there's that. I love this eraser too, Monica. It's awesome. All right, let me.
Margie, now you're telling your age, girl. She said, Mom used to put dimes in my penny loafer so I could always call home.
Oh, that's so nice.
You can't call home with no dime no more.
Lord, you can't even find a phone booth. You know that's funny too because we were at a gas station not long ago. I forget how young Joe is compared to, you know, my life. And he was like, Maymay, what is that thing right there? And it was an old phone booth that the phone had been torn out of it, you know?
Yeah.
And he didn't even know what it was. And I understand that. I mean, why would you know? Never seen one before. I think this is a lot of work, y'all. I would eyeball these things. And if anybody complained about it, what happens? If I give this card to somebody and they complain about it, what happens?
You don't give them another.
They don't get another card. Go to somebody who loves it. I want to tell y'all something else too. I'm fixing to get on my soapbox a little bit.
Well, be careful.
No, I really am about this one. I have a very good friend. Her name is Stacy Williams. She has a YouTube channel as well. And she had such bad comments this week that she has taken a break from YouTube. And that is ridiculous. That's not that she took a break. That someone would make comments so ugly to someone that they don't even know. Who out of the kindness of her heart took the time to make a video for them. Took the time. And for them.
And then, on top of all that, they probably said, God bless you when they got through with their
complaint. A lot of people do that. And a lot of people do that. But the thing that kills me is this. Stacey is the most talented, giving, caring, loving lady. Brave. She fought anxiety and won it on her own. She beat it by herself, her and God. And she gives him all the credit. And for someone to make a comment so ugly to cause her to leave social media until she felt like she could come back, it breaks my heart. So here's what I'm going to tell y'all. I want y'all to know this. I've made a decision, and I mean this decision. I'm not giving negative comments anymore.
Hey, we got a super chat. What's the sound effect?
Oh, what is it? Hold on. Was it this one?
Thank you, Kathy.
That's applause. I'm seriously not giving negative. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate it. I'm not giving negative comments any more credit, any more acknowledgement. So here's the deal. If you're going to make a negative comment in my comment section, I'm not responding to it. I'm not going to. What I'm going to do instead, I've decided this. Listen to me.
Delete?
No. I don't care if it's there. Unless it's ugly, then I delete it. If I get a negative comment, for every negative comment I have, I'm going to 5 positive comments and responding to the person. That's my plan to overcome it. Because we get negative comments, and I don't think it's fair. I mean, we work hard, and we, you know. Now, listen, I'm not talking constructive criticism. That's different. She didn't get constructive criticism. She got ugly comments that didn't have anything to do with what she was doing. I don't know what was said. I'm just going based on what her video said. So I'm not talking about constructive criticism. I want y'all to understand that. I appreciate your thoughts and your criticism when it's something that is helpful. What I'm saying is, if I get a negative comment, I'm literally going, and you guys are going to start seeing it. You guys are going to start seeing me commenting because I have to remind myself that out of the hundreds of people who comment on my videos, rarely are they negative. I have to remember that it's a very small portion of our community that say negative things.
Well, see, and Rhonda said this too. Why take the time to be mean?
I agree.
Just keep it to yourself.
Just don't say it. Just go to another video. Lord. YouTube is full of videos.
What happened to, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, shut up.
Don't say anything at all. Just go to a different video. I really do feel that way. Just go watch somebody else. And it breaks my heart that she had to go through that. And I promise you this, if you guys make a negative, ugly comment on my channel, it will get no response. I'm not responding. I'm not saying criticism of what I was doing. Like, I'm not saying a conversation where you say, I would have done this different, whatever. I'm saying when somebody makes a comment like, and I don't get these comments, but something that I've heard before, like, oh, your nails are disgusting. That will get no response from me, but 5 other positive people will get a response for that, because that's how I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to flood myself with the positivity, and I'm going to ignore the negativity. Y'all good?
Well, I mean, it's just so unnecessary.
I love my community. I love my community, and they are positive and they are uplifting. And guess what? I want the comments to be positive and uplifting, just like all of my community is. And so that's what you're going to see in my comment section. I will delete the negative comments. You know I will, because I don't want anybody else to see them, because it also makes people mad when people, you know, when those of you who like us see somebody say something ugly, it really just hurts your feelings too. So it's not, I'm just telling you, I'm not dealing with the negative space. I'm not doing it.
Well, you know, and it's so different from our side.
Can you, hold on one second. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just putting these into the squares that I created. There we go.
I mean, because when you know, I know how hard that you work to make this a very positive environment, and very encouraging environment, and things like that. And when people make negative comments, I mean, it just breaks your heart. And I see how it affects you. And it just, you know.
Y'all, I had a comment. I don't mind telling you this. I had a comment 2 Sundays ago that ruined, this is why I'm here where I'm at, okay? It ruined my lunch. I was with my children. I was with Josh and his girlfriend, Thomas and his girlfriend, Joseph and Vince. And the comment was so bad. The thing that was said to me was so bad and so not me. And no one's ever said something like that to me before, especially people who really know me. It threw me for such a loop. I cried the entire lunch. Did I not?
You did.
You guys knew it because you commented on my video that I put up that afternoon telling y'all about the stamp club.
Everybody thought you were crying because it was not here.
I'd already cried about that earlier. But I cried so much about that. And I'm just going to tell y'all something. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous that we would do that. Yes, I did read yours right after. I appreciate it. But I promise you, I'm not giving them the time of day anymore. It's ridiculous to do that to yourself. My body can't take it. My brain can't take it. But I've also made some rules too. I'm not going to read comments before bedtime anymore. I used to do that and not be able to sleep. I'm not going to open my phone with my children, because it affects my relationship with them whenever I'm focused on what somebody said to me ugly. And when my children heard the comment, it affected them to hear somebody say that about me.
Well, I mean, because they just know. I mean, we know you, and we know that the thing that person said is as far from the truth as anything that could have ever been said.
Yep. All right, that's all I'm talking about it. But I did want to say that today because you guys, you gotta love people. I mean, you just got to. What is this world if all we're doing is negative, negative, negative?
Well, I mean, that's all that you ever see is negative.
So here's my rendition without a sentiment. I just didn't have time to do that too. Here's my rendition of that card. It's fairly similar, but see what they did? It's super cute the way they did it. And I did get out of order because I started paying attention to talking and not what I was doing. But I just wanted to show you. I think that's a cute little project. And I do love how quickly it laid out. I will tell you, doing the grid is probably the easiest thing or the best idea because they're not lined up even. They're so bad, but I don't care. I'd send this card. I would.
Well, I mean,
I would.
We don't do perfect.
No one does. They just think they do, but they don't. Something else that was said this week that I heard that I thought was an incredible comment was, our preacher last Sunday said this: work never comes before worship. Worship always comes before work. And I'm going to be careful not to put my work before my worship either. I think that's important. So I'm going to give God the glory first, and then whatever comes out of that is ordained. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And listen, I want to say this too because it's important that you guys hear this. when people make negative comments, be careful not to respond in hate.
Yeah, don't. It doesn't help.
I mean, it's easy to come to Maymay's defense or my defense or Stacy's defense or anything, you know, and land blast somebody for something stupid that they say. Just kill them with kindness. That's what the good book says we should do.
You have a quarter?
No, I don't have any change.
The thing about that is, let me tell you what a lot of people did. A lot of people did come to my defense on that comment Sunday, but no one was ugly. No one was ugly.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not right to come to your defense.
But I'll tell you what was so helpful.
I'm just saying be careful what you say.
People emailed me. So many people, remember?
Yeah.
And that got me through. So many people emailed me to go, I read the comment, this, you know, and they reminded me of who I was and what I meant to them, and that mattered. And that's when I said, you know what? I'm not going to let that 2% decide what I think of myself. It's not even 2%.
It's not even 1/4%.
So basically, I'm going to be leaning on you guys and your positive comments. So please leave positive comments so that I can go, I'm going back to my peeps. That's who I'm going back to my Made It. That's who I'm leaning on. Period.
Oh, Susie, I totally understand. You think Papa Bear over here didn't want to just clean that person's clock when his wife was bawling her eyes out at the lunch table? Yeah.
The poor waitress.
Yeah, it could have been bad. And I know some people say just ignore it.
Oh, it's hard. I try.
You just can't. When it's your whole heart, when it's your whole life, and somebody attacks it with a negative comment, it's just next to impossible to ignore it. As much as I say
Louise said that 2% is not card math.
No, it's not. You're right.
Here's what I want to tell y'all. I do try to ignore it, but one of the things that was said is so not who I am. Like, I can't even describe to you. If you were in my personal life, if you were around me every day, you would know that that is not who I am. And so when someone said that and it was on my channel and I thought, oh my gosh, somebody thinks that about me.
We can't say what it was.
I don't want to because I think I don't want to give it credibility. But when someone says something about you that is so wrong, so not who you are, and you think, how am I making people think this is who I am? How have I? That's what you do as a person making as a creator. Mm-hmm. You go, how have I done something to make somebody think this is who I am, and how do I fix it? And then you get a little paranoid, and that's when I decided, no, I'm gonna love on my Made It, and I'm gonna read their comments to me. And again, it does not mean criticism of it does not mean somebody saying to me, I wouldn't have chosen those colors. I totally get that. Everyone has their creative side.
People have their own creative side. Mm-hmm. People have their own opinions about how things should be.
It's when it's a personal attack.
But when it's a personal attack that is just so very far off base, right, that's when it just makes me want to crawl through the phone and smack somebody in the mouth.
Thanks. That's not what you... Hey, see what her question was? I missed part of that.
Which one?
Go back and see. I'm sorry, y'all. We got on a tangent. I'm sorry. Please don't leave negative comments about my tangents. No, we did. Wouldn't that be cute later?
One question was, can you do these small envelopes on the regular envelope punch board?
Not this size.
Not that small.
It won't go that small. I think we just got a super chat. Mine doesn't show me, but I saw a comment that looked like it.
Well, we got one earlier.
See if we just... Where did those go? Let me show you.
Yes, we did get one from Emily.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much. Y'all.
Well, now remember, I did say it made me want to. I didn't crawl through the phone and smack him in the face. But you know,
listen, that's not who Vince is. He just has these sayings that he said his whole life. Like, when something tastes delicious, that makes you want to slap your mama. Like, no one would want to slap their mama.
But, you know, I can't help but want to defend her when somebody makes those kind of attacks. It's just your natural. Good Lord, Kim Maxwell. Hey, we need some sound effects.
Oh, I forgot them.
Look, I paid good money for them sound effects.
Who was this one for?
There was one for Kim. There was one for... Oh, I can't see the other one. I still see
Emily St. Clair. That's for Emily. The other one was for Kim.
Yeah, and then there was another one before that. From
I gave one for that one, right?
We already did that one, yeah.
I'm also going to say this to you guys. Ready?
You are so awesome.
So awesome.
You are so awesome. And I'm going to say this too.
You go, girl.
For all my girls out there. And then I'm going to say, what's the other one I love so much? Let's just do. I don't see another one I love so much. Wait, which one? This one?
You are so awesome.
I already did that one.
You did.
You are so awesome.
What's happening?
Totally fabulous.
That's it. You're totally fabulous.
Oh, there's
Gail!
another one from Gail.
There's your applause. There's your. By the way, I had somebody say, "Oh my gosh, please not a sound machine. That is so cringe." And I know some people are going to think it's cringe. And I totally get it. Because when they used to do it on QVC, I thought it was cringe too. But I loved it. I'd be like, where's the sound machine? No, they did a horn. Where's Tootie? Where's Tootie?
Tootie, Tootie.
Hey, we got to name our sound machine so you guys can remind me by saying that. Okay, look. This is the smallest you can make with the regular board. And this is the largest, 7x7 and then a 2x3.5. So with the regular board, that's as small as you can get. And you probably could work your way down a little bit with the regular board, but what happens is it's this shape. It's this size that helps you out. And this little guy is just super cute. Super cute.
Hey, come on down, Pam. Birmingham's close.
Did we get everybody's questions answered?
I have no idea. I kind of went off on that rant and kind of got lost in the
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Shovel.
It's my fault.
But
what did that say about bashing something? What did that say?
I don't see anything that says anything.
This
about
board
bashing.
is in the store now. Is that the one they're asking about? Somebody said something about bashing sinners.
The board is in the store, yes. I don't see anything. I don't see that.
Are you sure it was several?
Well, I mean, I don't see it. I'm just saying I don't. I mean, it don't mean it wasn't there.
Hey, I want to tell you something about Stacy too. She is on my design team. So if you go to the, let's see. Yeah, we got to pray for them. That's exactly right. But guess what? I'm a sinner. See that? Oh, don't get me started.
We all are. I mean, you can't hit. I mean, just like I said, it's wrong for me to get angry and want to crawl through the phone and smack somebody in the mouth. I know that's not right, and I would never do that. I'm not that person. But I can't help but get angry. In my flesh, the Bible says my flesh is weak. So, you know, I can get frustrated just like
Rachel has
anybody
a
else
question.
can. Rachel says,
Mars, you are right. I'm going to say this real quick because a lot of people think, I want to say something to you. Because I'm a Christian and because I'm a saved believer does not mean I'm not a sinner. Because in Romans we learn all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. All. That word all means all of us. So people who leave me ugly comments and me also, we're the same people. Y'all got to understand something. My sin, I'm preaching, I don't mean to, but I don't want anybody to think that I would think I'm above anybody. My sin is the same sin as everybody else. Sin is sin. There are no categories of sin. If you think there are, somebody please show me in the word where it says that. Because Jesus, when he went to the cross, did not die for layers of sin or levels of sin. He died once for all. And let's move on because we got to move on because we'll both do it.
I know.
But I am a sinner just as much as anyone else, and I don't I'm not perfect, and I say that all the time. And I love every person who makes a comment, but I do not love intentions, and I don't think I have to love intentions.
Okay, Cheryl's Crafty World asked about Patreon money. Does it get earn reward points? Unfortunately, it does not.
But you can earn points for your Patreon money if you'll do this, okay? If you will email Amanda and you will tell her you want to switch from Patreon to our regular website, she will give you 500 loyalty points because you have not been getting them, and you'll be on our website where we can help you open and close your account. You know, if you need to change an address or what have you, we can help you with that, but we can't help you on Patreon with that, and it's a little frustrating. But if you want to get those bonus points, those loyalty points, you've already spent the money, and it might even be more than that. We'll look at your account and see, because you deserve those points because everybody's getting them. So everybody that's on the regular site. So just contact Amanda and she will get you moved over. At the time we were offering 500 points, most people hadn't quite gotten there yet, so it was an incentive for them to go. But now some people have earned more than 500 in the club. So if you'll email Amanda, she'll help you with that, because I don't want you to miss out on your points. You deserve them. You've
I
spent
hope
the
I
money.
say this right, but we got another super chat from Shelly Parks. So will you give her a sound effect?
I'm trying to read.
I hope I said her name right.
Joni, you never hurt my feelings. You have to know the difference in the comment. I shouldn't have even talked about it today, but I want y'all to understand something. There's a difference in a comment where, especially when I know you, like I know Joni, I know what you're saying. You're never being ugly to me. You love me, and you're not going to be. And Joni, if you're going to be ugly to me, I feel like you just email me. I feel like you just talked to me straight on. But it's like, it's not that kind of comment. I want to make sure everybody understands. It's not your opinion on the project. I want to make sure I clarify that. It's when someone attacks you personally, when they attack your character.
Yeah.
When they don't know your character, especially on topics they don't know. That's what I mean. So please don't think that, what is it? We get in what we're coming out to say, when your comments hurt, give your hurt to God and reply Jesus. That's good. That's good.
Yep.
We're...
It's 1 o'clock.
Let's move on to the Crafter After Show.
We can talk all you want to there.
You guys, if you guys want to discuss this further, I would love to discuss the topic further. Head over to our Hide His Word in My Heart group, and if this is a topic you'd like to talk about sin and how we should handle it, or how I'll tell you how I handle it. I don't know how everybody else does. Here's how I handle it. Oh, please, God, forgive me for that. I'm just the worst.
Yeah.
I am the chief of sinners, right? As Paul would say.
Yep.
So, anyway, love you guys. We're going to head into the kitchen and reset so you guys can see us face to face. And we got a lot of stuff to show y'all. So, we're gonna stop talking about this now. I should have not brought it up, but I think it was important that we remind everybody to be positive with everybody. And so we
comment kindness.
Yeah, comment kindness. So when we get over to the the Crafter After Show, we're not going to talk about it anymore. So I don't want anybody to think we're avoiding a topic. We're not. We're just going to move on. I think we've said enough. We love you guys. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye.
Bye.